So Duckies won.
Yeah.
Right here on the Fan, you guys heard it.
Yes, sir.
And if you listen to the postgame show, you heard Ryan Buckley.
You sure did.
Bringing that energy that he always does.
Always. Me and Schultze.
You can only...
You and Schultze?
That's right.
Oh, that's awesome. What a tag team duo that is.
With call-ins from the Fan Man and Anthony Newman.
Okay.
You can only check the boxes that are placed before you.
They're doo-doo also.
They are not duty.
Do-do.
Doo-doo. They checked all the boxes. I don't know what that means. I mean, it's Montana State, for
Well, what
God's
can you
sakes.
learn? When you win 59-13, what can you learn?
All right. Well, one, we know that Kenyon Sadiq looks the part. My God. And can we get him a bigger uniform? He's like in a little Hutch uniform. But they said, like, Lanning talked about the 1,300 pounds gained in the offseason across the team. And, Sadiq talked about bulking up. Dude, that was like, I guarantee Montana State came out and looked at that and was like, I want nothing to do with that. I call those off the bus first guys. Like you're in high school, you always put that guy at the front of the bus line. And so the other team sees him get off and you're like, you're in trouble. I mean, the execution was clean. Dante Moore looked great. The O-line played well. The defense swarmed. The depth. I mean, it helps when you knew within 2 minutes that Montana State had no business being on the field with you, but everyone played, and I mean everyone.
They played 60 guys in the first half, which is pretty tough to do.
So I don't know.
It was better than last year, so that's good.
Yes, it was better than last year. DeCorian Moore looked the part. People were blocking downfield. I know everyone's paying attention to the big drive block. I did think Dan Lanning at the press conference was awesome because that was kind of one of the highlight plays. I think it might have been on a Benson touchdown.
I think that's right. It was on a touchdown in the third quarter.
And DeCorian Moore drove a guy like 4 yards into the end zone and planted him, and Lanning goes, "Yeah, it was great. He was blocking the wrong guy, but he blocked the hell out of him." Like, that's a great line. It's a great bit. It's just one of those, it feels good. And I don't know how much of that was like you came out last year flat and you wanted to make sure it didn't happen again. If you got the guy's attention for whatever reason, they were sharp. They blocked 2 punts. They ran the ball at will.
What an opportunity.
You saw it. Everything was very kind of close to the vest. No exotic blitzes. You didn't do a lot of shifts and motions. You just lined up and you basically ran through a walkthrough game, and you look good. I don't know what you wanted to nitpick. Amari Washington looks unblockable, and again, it's going to be stiffer competition, but I felt bad for the Montana State kids trying to block him.
You know what's weird is like Oregon isn't that much better than last year. I mean, they were the number 1 team in the country last year.
Yeah.
Why is it that you can make Montana State look so bad and Idaho makes you look so bad?
I don't know.
Isn't that weird?
And that's why I wondered, and I don't know how much he would ever admit to this, but like in these games, sometimes it's hard to get guys up for these sorts of games. And I wonder if maybe last year, those early season struggles got everyone's attention. And you're like, hey, we're not doing that this year. We're going to come out and we are going to be razor sharp.
Because Montana State
is a good team.
They're better than Idaho.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. I mean, it's different levels, but Montana State is a perennial national title contender, and Idaho is not, even though it's at different levels. So,
yeah, I know they're a lower level, but they're a better team than
I would think. And they made them look
stupid.
Silly. Early on, you just saw that they didn't belong. And after the game, I forget what player it was. One of the players from Montana State he said something to the effect of, "I've never seen a faster team." He said, "There's levels to this." And that's...
That was their best player, the really fast receiver, Taco Dowler.
They just...
That's got to make you feel good.
Yeah.
Hey, I have a question, though. Where was Mekhi Hughes?
So this is another interesting one. Is I thought the same thing, and he was there. He was when.
If you don't know who he is, he's the transfer running back from Tulane.
And
who was like a preseason all-conference player.
Yeah, and
he was non-existent.
No, I think he
was the 6th running back in the game.
Yeah, it was fifth or sixth.
Fifth or sixth in the game, maybe the 6th to get a carry.
And I think he had like 2 carries. He was just non-existent, and there were some whispers. Nemec was talking about this, and again, Oregon plays it so close to the vest, but there were some whispers that he had been not bad, but kind of underwhelming, and that he hadn't quite popped, and that they really liked the depth at that position. And I don't know if that was maybe a purpose pitch of get your ass going. Like, you're not going to walk in. I know we paid a bunch of money for you, but when you're at a school like Oregon or Ohio State, dude, there is depth, and you saw that. And so this may just be running back by committee all year long, but I wonder if that was not a if that wasn't a little brushback. And it may just turn out, by the way, that he just isn't
as good.
He isn't as good. He didn't pick up the offense as fast.
They have a lot of talent.
They have a lot of talent. Or that may have been, hey, let's brush off the plate a little bit and try to light a fire under your ass. Because if there's one thing that will light a fire, it's not playing. And by the way, also not playing and seeing everyone else in front of you feasting is going to be one of those that if you aren't busting your ass, and I'm not saying he is, you're just trying to kind of theorize why he didn't really play much. It's either that or, again, he just wasn't there. Sometimes you pay a bunch of money for a guy and he just doesn't fit the bill.
Well, did you see the worst thing that happened to the Ducks over the weekend?
Yeah, right from the get-go. I thought it was going to be a bad omen.
Yeah, the mascot's head fell off.
Coming out of the tunnel, and it was a panicked frenzy.
Oh, yeah.
That poor kid.
It seemed like
Why?
he could have just put the head back on,
Yeah.
but it's like maybe mascot rule of law is like
Get
as soon
off
as
the
it comes
field.
out, like just bail and protect your
Well,
identity.
why
but
do you jet up the tunnel? Like what? I feel like
safety?
I feel like you could protect your identity better by just grabbing the head and throwing it back on your.
I
think in the moment.
again, I think it's more of just.
Did he panic? Did we get a
Yes.
panic?
It was
Yes.
like it's the only thing that can go wrong as the duck is you lose the head. You never lose the head. You got to keep the bit going.
I get it, but to keep the bit going, the easier thing to do is just go get the head and put it back on, not jet up the tunnel where everyone's watching. You're running toward thousands of people that are sitting there staring at you.
There's no.
Like we can now see his face.
You can't recover from that. It's downhill from there. It's the one mishap that you had. I don't think you punted. If I'm not mistaken, I don't believe there was a single punt.
That's correct.
So really the only
They didn't putt once.
No, they didn't punt once. I saw the punter. I
Jesus.
think the punter tweeted something out like thanks for the day off or something.
Yeah, he tweeted to Dante Moore, thanks for the day off.
They didn't have an interception and they didn't punt. Other than that,
Did they not have a takeaway? Did they not recover a fumble either? I think they might not have had a takeaway.
They may not have had.
Did Lanning pick him apart though? Did he? Because you know how he does this. He's like,
Yeah.
well, a lot of things we can prove.
Well, I mean, look.
What did he say about that?
The most he said was essentially they could have done more in the passing game at
Yes.
the middle and deep levels, like and on the perimeter.
There
they,
was some.
they didn't go deep.
I saw some people that had actually done a film breakdown, and I'll go back and do this. I'm not going to do it against Montana State. I'll tell you that right now. But they were saying that there were some plays where Moore turned down better throws to go with guys underneath. I mean, it was 18 to 23, but it was only 213. So I have seen some people that want to be a little nitpicky on that there was more meat left on the bone of the passing game. But I mean, again, you're being very, very nitpicky going through that. You won 59-13 and you probably could have won 75-13.
Well, last year Lanning said that I've never seen as long as he's been coaching, he's never seen a perfect game.
Yeah.
That was as close to a perfect game as they've played.
If you wanted to nitpick, and this will be my only, again, it's unanswered questions, right? You still don't know. I don't know if you have a feature back, and I don't know if you have a big feature receiver outside of Sadiq. And, when you're going 18 to 23 and Dante Moore and you're not pressured and you're just kind of dinking and dunking and everyone's making catches and you're spreading it around. I think Benson and Bryant Jr. I think both had 4.
Hey, by the way, I forgot about Gary Bryant.
Yeah, he's still there.
He's still there.
Yeah.
He's
And
pretty good.
and DeCorian Moore, again, I think he's going to be fine. He looks exciting. People were fired up about him. The block was probably the biggest thing that he did. I'm not certain if you have a bell cow at the running back position. It's great to do it by committee. You still need a hammer. And I'm not certain if you have a guy right now on the outside that against the Penn States and Ohio States and when you get into the playoff, I'm not certain that you have the guy that says, dude, it's 3rd and 8. We need you to go win. We need you on this play. Yeah, they're going to bracket you. I don't care. We need you to go win. I'm not certain if that guy is there. And
He's not there yet.
And it may take a while to develop. And that's why I said it's not nitpicky. It's just
They have the talent for that guy to be there. He's just got to step up.
you got to step up. But this is, when you look at this team, they're big, they're fast, and they're deep. And you feel it coming. If everything comes together, they keep saying every year, this is the deepest and most talented team because they keep stacking recruiting classes over and over again. And it's starting to physically look year in and year out like one of those teams when you watch Ohio State play and when you see Texas, they physically look different than Duck teams of the past, and that's exciting. That being said, it's Montana State, and by the way, they're 28 point favorites against Oklahoma State.